This world is toxic. There's really no other way to put it. This is to be blatant. It's toxic. The world is toxic, and this planet is a prison planet. Um, the population are prisoners, inmates. Most don't even realize that they're prisoners or inmates. You know, just oblivious. Living their little day-to-day lives. Keeping that hamster wheel spinning. You know, being that mouse stuck in the maze. You know, don't like the way things are going. Complain about the world. Uh, oh, this is messed up. That's messed up. So forth and so on. But nobody really wants to do what's necessary to change it. Like, it's not that hard to figure it out. The system is parasitic. I said this before and I say it again. When you're dealing with the parasite, if you starve the parasite will die. Meaning, if all of the hamsters get their hamster ass off the wheel won't spin anymore. You can starve the system and the system will collapse. If the government can shut down, why can't the people shut down? Like, why do y'all make this so difficult? Why do people make this so difficult? Because you're dealing with a lot of illusionists, a lot of magicians that got y'all buying into this false sense of change and what change is and what the community needs and what the people need. There ain't no damn community. What's common and where's the unity? The only thing that's common is ignorance. And there's no unity in ignorance. Unified ignorance is, I mean, come on. Unified ignorance equals death. Uniform death. You know, the world is designed to keep us stressed out. That's why so many factors that, keep our stress levels high. Um, Constantly keeps our body fighting. Our immune system is constantly on the attack because this world is one giant stressor. Everything in this world is created to keep people stressed out and from being able to vibrate on the level that they should. So therefore, the result of this, you see a lot of individuals that are being diagnosed with mental illnesses and being prescribed psychotropic medications, different things like that. You know, one hand is feeding the other. You see, because these big drug companies, they they endorse or they pay your politicians, your senators, your lawmakers, so forth and so on, the FDA to pass laws or, so forth and so on. This system is designed to have you stressed out, even to work a job, the labor force. You go out there day in, day out, 9 to 5 or whatever your hours are, you know, this is time that you're stripped away from your family, your loved ones, your children, being able to nurture them properly and give them the quality care, that they deserve or that they need. And basically they're being deprived so you can go and cater to someone else's needs and help build their business, you know, and strengthen their family structure because the United States is a corporation. It's a corporation that's ran by families, bloodlines. Therefore, you're sacrificing for your family to give to another family. You know, this has to stop. But see, people have to learn the system. Education is based upon systems. So your education varies depending on the system that you're being educated to or to work in. So, with that being said, you know, the system, the same way the system was designed to destroy you, the same system can be used to destroy itself. You see, because it's not built to last. It's not gonna last a long time. You know, um, A lot of people's judgment are impaired. They're not thinking clearly. A lot of this is the result of the toxic world, the toxic atmosphere. You have toxins coming in from every angle. You know, a lot of people don't see any harm in watching television, so forth and so on. You have flat screens, plasma TVs, things like that. You're dealing with these F waves, these toxic frequencies that are coming from this tube. You know, so to say, oh, I'm not gonna get brainwashed from watching TV, or I know, it's a program, and only if you get programmed. You have to understand the frequency itself is killing you, just like the frequency from a cell phone. You know, this technology is killing you. So we can make whatever excuses we want to make to be savage and do this savage shit, but I mean, ultimately, you have to realize that you're gonna have to strip yourself from this savage world, or you're gonna crumble with it. It's very simple, yet complex. See, a lot of you have grown so attached to your little toys and gadgets and this harmful technology that you don't want to let it go. You couldn't see living life without A, B, and C. Whatever gadget, whatever device, whatever vice, you know, and this is an addictive behavior. You're addicted to the different things in your lifestyle, but you're addicted to things in your lifestyle that are killing you. Therefore, this makes you addicted to death. See, all of us could fall victim to this because we're constantly at attack. So you constantly have to have your defenses up. You constantly have to keep your circle tight, keep your circle strong. You really, really have to, keep your pyramid together. Um, your temple. You have to keep that together. Your body is your vessel, it's your ship. You need to take care of your starship. Unless you want your star to die. Now, um, it's just very sickening to me. That the world is the way it is, and everyone seems to think that they have to accept it, that there's no solutions. The solution is the same thing as the problem. See, the solution lies within the problem, I should say. Lifestyle factors. Lifestyle factors. The things that we're factoring into our lifestyle is destroying us. Maybe we should change our lifestyles. You know, maybe we should live more natural. It would be less stressful. If we all decided to say fuck it, we're not going to work no more. Everybody just say fuck it. All the people just say fuck it. All the masses just say, I'm not going to work no more. That would leave all the so-called masters to have to do this work for themselves. Picture that happening. Now, what I mean by this is, if the hamster gets off the wheel, who's going to spin the wheel? If those that are working to keep the system going, or to keep the system alive, decide to not work, what's going to happen to the system? It's going to die. Now, if the system is killing you, why would you continue to give it life? You're assisting your murderer in murdering you. Come on now. Now, if people, acquire skills, trades, talents, and pass these things down to their children, and taught their children these things, taught their children how to barter one skill for another, one trade for another, this would eliminate even having to work or feed the system, because everything that the system is providing for you, you have learned to provide for yourself. Therefore, you do not need a system. You see, but this would also put an end to laziness, because if you don't work, you don't eat. Everyone would have to acquire a trade, a skill, or something that they can trade to survive, which, like I said, will do away with a lot of lazy individuals. This will cause people to have to put more effort and accountability into their lives, and to put more focus into their children. And instead of teaching them to believe in make believe and to participate in fantasy celebrations where they're taught about mythological characters or fantasy characters that don't exist. Why not teach them real things? Teach them how to grow. Teach them about agriculture. Teach them how to take care of their own. Teach them how to be self-sufficient and independent. Teach them not to work for someone. Teach them to be independent. Teach them to be creators and to create their own. You see, because our talents can create and produce enough for us to survive within our means. See, but we have to realize that we must eat to live, not live to eat. A lot of people are overeating, they become too greedy because people have been consumed with this westernized mentality or this European mentality or this foreign. No, you know what? Most people have been corrupted by this parasitic mentality. This parasite has really got a hold on the world. You know, people say money is the root of all evil, yet they do anything to get it. Why are you chasing evil? And if you're chasing the roots of evil, how could you expect any good roots to get planted in your life? It all needs to be done away with because it's become too perverted and too corrupted. There are other means of commerce or other means of trading or getting what you want. But all of this owning, wanting to be greedy and own continents and own land and own water. How the hell do you own the rainwater? You know, you can't even catch water in Colorado. It's against the law. The government say they own that. You need a license to catch fish. I guess they own that. You know, you can't take land, nurture it, grow it, you know, build on it because someone's saying they own that. It's almost designed to where you have no choice but to feed into this system. But see, when everyone gave up their resources to try and run and live a city life or feed into the American dream, which you would have to be asleep to believe in the American dream anyway. It's just that, a dream. You have to be asleep in order to dream. You might want to wake up. You know, it's it's getting very, very unbearable, you know, to be around these different individuals. You know, it's almost like you kind of want to lock yourself up, you know, inside your own, you know, little safety area and not even have to be bothered with the outside world. I have to deal with these negative energies and different things like that, you know. A lot of people need to realize that, you know, going back to nature and going back to the natural way of life and being simplistic will resolve a lot of these issues that we have because most of our stress is based upon materialistic things. Most of the stress is coming from materialistic things. We're stressing ourselves out running the hamster wheel. We're stressing ourselves out trying to figure out how to get out of the maze. There are solutions, but we choose not to utilize these solutions because of fear of life after or life without. Well, your ancestors lived life without a lot of things and they were able to survive. Maybe we should go back to the ways of old because the ways of the new aren't working. This new world order, the new world way of doing things, no, it's not working. You know, people are poisoning themselves. People are treating the materialistic items better than they're treating themselves. They're treating their automobiles better than they treat themselves. They're putting better gas into their automobiles, putting better fuel and oil into their automobiles, customizing the body, detailing their automobiles, but they'll put trash into their system. They don't detail their body. You know, they're not worried about, you know, bruises and blemishes and dents in their body, but the body of their automobile is priority. See, people's priorities are out of order. You see, because these automobiles are toxic anyway because they're cutting off your connection from nature. Because you're riding in a metal vehicle with these engines, these frequencies that's draining your energy. due to the metals and the chemicals and everything. You're sitting in a chemical box, pretty much. You're clipped off from electricity or the earth's natural current because you're riding on rubber tires. Which brings me to my next thing about sneakers, shoes, rubber bottoms. Rubber is an anti-conductant of electricity. So as long as you have rubber between the soles, this is cutting off an electric current coming through the soles of your feet to flow up through your body because blood flows from your feet up. So a lot of us are being cut off from our electric current or being cut off from our electric vibration that comes from the earth because we choose to wear sneakers, shoes, high heels, boots, whatever you choose to call it. There are very few people encouraging you to go barefoot or to, walk around with your shoes off or go and plant your feet outside in the earth and the grass and things like that, to plant trees and to bring trees into your home to make your environment a more natural environment. And all the times when you're out in nature, of course, you're not going to always be able to, go barefoot due to certain things in environment, environmental factors. So, therefore, you get a wooden stick, or as the ancestors use a staff, whichever you want to call it. The wood is a conductant of electricity. When lightning strikes, which it strikes from the ground up, when lightning strikes, it mostly takes place where a tree is present. This tree is a conductor of electricity, so therefore, if you use this staff, it will keep you connected with the earth's electrical current. Just a suggestion, you know. I see a lot of these so-called scholars or these different individuals, they're saying that they're biologists and they study biology or they study, the body and about vibrations and, going electric and keeping people electric and people on their electrolytes. But yet, these people are promoting wearing sneakers and different things like that. Promoting and suggesting that people do normal things and be normal or be regular. Regular is to be regulated, and normal is nothing special about that. You know, we have to step outside the box. We have to destroy the box. You know, everything is a box. Your cell phone is a box. Your television is a box. Your tablet is a box. Your remote control is a box. Your microwave is a box. Your refrigerator is a box. Your stove is a box. The house you live in is a box. A lot of you eat food that comes out of a box, and eventually all of these box items will put your body in a box. So the box must be eliminated. I like to see a television shaped like a triangle or a circle. I mean, our pupils are circular. They appear to be circular, but we're watching through a circular vision, which is through our eyes, which are circular. They have us watching squares and rectangles, boxes. Watching a box, they have us watching a square through a circle. You wonder why our vision is off and our mind is off and our third eye is going crazy. But not in a good way. You know, really don't want to, rant, event, or go off into, this type of thing, but I just felt that, certain things need to be touched on, certain things need to be addressed. A lot of people, real quick, with this diet thing, meat. Let's talk about meat real quick. What is the purpose of eating meat? A lot of you, back when they said they would use meat as a flavor, whether it be pork, pig, whatever part of the pig that they use, foot, ear, neck bones, hog maws, whatever, they were putting beans and soups and different things saying it was a flavor. Turkey, different things, beef saying it's a flavor. Well, try this. Any piece of meat, cook it, no seasoning, try it. See what it tastes like, what flavor you get from it. Only flavor that's going to come from it is flesh and blood. Now, When you put meat into a soup or rice or any type of thing, you're adding seasonings to this meat. You're seasoning the meat and you're also seasoning what you're preparing the meal with. Now, if the meat has no flavor prior to seasoning it, and you're adding the seasonings to the meat to give it a flavor, what is the purpose of the meat? When the only flavor that you're receiving from the meat is the blood and the flesh. So therefore, you can eat the same things with the same flavors minus the meat, because the meat isn't contributing anything to the meal. All of the sides, the herbs, the fruits, the vegetables, you're decorating your meat and seasoning your meat to have a flavor like something else. Why not just have the something else and eliminate the meat? Because when people say, oh, nutrition, there's no nutrition for eating meat. And if it's cooked meat, there's no nutrition. You're cooking the nutritional value out. And then also, cooked meat is toxic for your kidneys. Animal protein is toxic to your kidneys. So there's really no benefit from it. It's overall going to break you down. You can get more protein from hemp, quinoa. You know, if you use these things and you realize that when it comes to eating, it's about putting the proper nutrients in your body, you will be sufficient. You see, you don't have to eat meat and put meat in your body in order to sustain or to hold weight or whatever these excuses are that people use to hold on to this vampire bloodlust that they have, because it's really the blood that has people addicted, and they're addicted to the blood of the meat, you know. So it's really no purpose. You know, we could eliminate that and we could just eat, you know, the wild rice. You know, we could just eat the vegetables. You know, we could just eat the fruit. You know, we could blend some fruit up, extract some fruit, some vegetables, add some seeds to it. You know, different things like that. You know, super fruits, super foods, powders, different things like that. Herbs, different things, you know, because if you're seasoning something with a herb or a spice, or meat with the herb or spice, what is the purpose of the meat? You might as well use the herb or the spice, because the herb or the spice has the benefit and you're putting it on something that has negative benefit, you're kind of canceling out the benefit. So you're sending your body in a frenzy for no reason. You're having your body, your immune system attack things that are supposed to be nourishing to the body, but they're not. So therefore your body, again, never resting, 24/7, constantly combating toxic invaders or foreign invaders. See, it's really about eating what stresses the body less and doing what stresses the body less. You know, that's the key. Um, Again, let's be logical here. You know, let's stop making excuses for our savagery. You know, let's come back to nature. You know, let's get back electric. You know, let's get that current flowing. You know, put your heels on the ground, put your feet on the ground. You know, get grounded. You know, get your current back going. See, that's why the ancestors used the ankh or used the staff, or in certain tribes or ancient cultures and societies, they had staffs, wooden staffs. It was to keep the current flowing. See, this is something that a lot of people are going to tell you, how to truly, truly get back connected and how to connect the right way, how to connect to the source, because a lot of these people have you still looking outside yourself. You know, a lot of these people are playing games with you. They're introducing you to sciences that you're unfamiliar with, and because they sound intellectual, sound sophisticated, you're getting lost in the words and you're thinking that something is beneficial. See, this is like turning science into religion, you know, and this is causing people to have a belief the same way they would have a belief in religion, when, again, if you're not researching for yourself, if you're not doing things to enhance your vibrations, so that you can, um, get messages, unlock your DNA, receive star codes, different things like that, then you're always going to fall into the realm of a believer that has to be led. You're always going to be a follower. I know it sounds far-fetched to some people. Some people will, well, how don't you read books? Or how don't this? Or what do you mean DNA unlocked? That's spooky. That's spookism. Come on now. People have an odd way, it's funny how people like to label things that they don't understand or condemn things that they don't understand. You know, blaming something for something. Don't say that, this is spookism because you haven't made it to that level yet. You have to realize that when you read and you research and you learn this knowledge and you put it into action, there are going to be changes that are going to take place. You can skim through things, the information that you come across, different things will just be there. You could be out in nature taking a walk and different things will just come to you, will be revealed to you. But this depends on your connection. Everyone doesn't have the same connection and everyone isn't connected. Although a lot of people are pretending to be connected or pretending to be spiritual, they aren't spiritual at all. It's a gimmick and they're selling it. What they're doing is selling you fruition. See, you've been sold belief, you've been sold faith by your religious leaders of modern or mainstream religion. A lot of people are growing and stretching away from religion, moving away from religion. So therefore, the powers that be have found a new way to manipulate the people. And this is through teaching the practice of fruition. Your God. You speak into existence. You create your own reality, so forth and so on. There are certain truths to these certain things, but the way that they're presenting it to you, it's all wrong. See, a lot of these things you're going to have to go inside yourself, but a lot of you don't realize what it means to go inside yourself. And I'm not picking on anybody, and I'm not ridiculing anybody, because I was there before too. It's a process, a growth process. A lot of us have to set our egos to the side and realize that we have a lot more growing left to do. We're not grown because this chapter in this realm in this physical dimension isn't over, so therefore we're not grown. So we're constantly growing. There are different cycles to our growth. Although a tree appears to be grown because it's tall, it's still growing. It's just different cycles to its growth. See, when you place yourself in nature and compare yourself to nature, you'll see the connection between you and nature and everything in nature. But like I said, everyone doesn't have that connection. So again, realize that slave parents raise slave children and they become servers. They inherit from generation to generation servitude, and it's a deadly cycle. We kind of got to clip this off. We got to stop that, because serving others, being inherited, being passed down from generation to generation is unhealthy. Provide for yourself. These people that we're serving or that we're providing a service for need to provide their own service for themselves, because if the masses are doing all of the work, what do the masses need the masters for? We're working without them because half of us don't see them anyway, but the work is still being done. Like I said, everybody just said fuck it. It shut the whole system down. You gotta worry about getting a bill in the mail, because the mailman said fuck it, so he's not delivering no mail. You don't gotta worry about going to work, losing your job, your boss tripping, because they ain't coming to work either because they said fuck it. You don't gotta worry about a bill getting sent in the mail because the people that work for the billing company or the billing department said fuck it. They're not coming to work. Everybody just said fuck it. They're not working. They're not doing nothing until the system is no more. We have a list of demands that we want to be met, and until they're met, we're not doing shit. We say, fuck it. Do it your damn self. Let's see how good of a job you do. Let's see who's really expendable and who isn't. Because if you have all the skills, what's their purpose? You have to think. A lot of you have been programmed and taught with these degrees. But see, degree is the opposite of agree. So to be degreed or to get a degree is degreed, which is the same as to degrade. You're degrading yourself. You're subjecting yourself to someone else's standards. Master's degree. You're being degraded by the masters. But in your mind, you think you're equal to them. It's a hell of an illusion. But I leave you with this. One person's hell could be another person's heaven. This toxic world, to the 1%, is heaven. To the 99%, is hell. Just a little something to think about. You really want to go too deep or too complex. I just want to lay it out real simple. Just get straight to the point. So for those of you that got something from this, that's good. For those of you that didn't, wow. Anyway, it's not for everybody. Some people are too stuck inside of their ego and their emotions to really get the message anyway. So until next time, rise and be greater. Peace.